Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is, what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. Welcome back to the I Want Her Shoes podcast, where we explore style, ambition, reinvention, and the women who help us step more confidently into our lives. I'm your host, Anna Anisin, and today's conversation is the one that so many women will feel, especially if you've ever had to rebuild, pivot, or step into a version of yourself that you did not plan for. Today, I'm joined by Stephanie Loewenstern, founder of Brightlink Talent, where she helps B2B startups, SaaS startups build high-impact go-to-market teams, and now actually brand new founder of something deeply personal, RAHEL. And RAHEL is a platform, community, and support network for women navigating pregnancy and postpartum alone and not by choice. And this is a conversation about career, courage, motherhood, identity, and building something meaningful in the middle of it all. Because sometimes the most powerful things we create come from the hardest chapters of our lives. It's so great to have you here, Stephanie.
Beautiful. Thank you for having me here.
And before we dive in, I would love to know about, where did you grow up? How did you end up in this area?
You know what? We're going to talk to, I'll throw in some of what I shared with you last night. I grew up in Boca Raton, Florida. It's about an hour away here from Miami. I am the oldest of 4 kids. My parents are both from New York. Yeah, I went to Florida State University.
So you're a local girl.
I'm a local, yeah.
I love that.
Local.
I love it.
East Coast routes. And my parents are from New York, lived in New York a few times, so I consider New York really in my heart. And yeah, so I'm here in Florida now.
Well, it's really great to have you here in Florida because that's where I met you.
Yeah.
And you're building 2 very different things.
Right.
One is a high growth recruiting business, and now RAHEL, which is deeply personal to you because of your story.
Mm-hmm.
How do you hold both sides of yourself? Because they're so different.
Such a great question. So a couple things. So let me backtrack. I've had the recruiting business for about 7-8 years. And it's fantastic, as I've shared with you. It's literally supported me through getting married, having a divorce, having a baby, moving, all you name it. And, there comes a point where you go through things and you want to find more meaning in your life. So I recently decided I'm going to create RAHEL, literally out of thin air. So how do I balance both? Just a faith and a trust that I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love that attitude. And I feel like that's really who you are. You just do it and you dive into it and figure it out. And you also said something surreal, that you were going to wait until the timing was perfect too with this, but then you realized that it would never be. What shifted that for you?
It was very recent. So for the last few years, I've had this vision in mind that I want to help mothers have something that I wish I had when I was going through what I went through. And in my head for the last 3 years, I'm going to create this, I'm going to create that, I'm going to create this, I'm going to create that. A few weeks ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to wait till the end of the year. I'm going to wait till I get a few more placements and my recruiting business grows a little bit. And then I'm going to wait till I get a house or this or that or whatever. And then a few weeks ago, I recently said, a thought came to my head after a meditation. It was like, you're going to do it now. Because if you keep waiting, it's just never going to happen.
Exactly. No, you were talking about that when I first met you, which was, I think, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I already had that idea. So I was really excited to see you just send me the link and be like, I did it. And that's amazing.
Yes.
And you spent your career helping companies build teams. What made you want to build something for women, especially mothers navigating life alone? Maybe you could share a little bit about, what you went through, because I think that would be really inspiring to the community.
Sure, I'd love to share, and it's important now too. As I preface this, I intentionally try to share from a healed version of myself. But long story short, I met somebody in 2020. We got married. We had a baby. We got divorced. We broke up when our child was 5 days old. So the postpartum in the pregnancy period itself was was pretty devastating.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I spent close to, I'd say, over $100,000 on fees, including legal fees, moving costs, because I moved the week our child was born, like a week or two within. Therapy was the biggest cost, like all of the healing work that went into it. And then there was postpartum support. So there was also like, I had to hire a night nurse. I had my mom, but there's only so much work you can do. So at the time I was blessed to have all of those resources. Months later, I realized, wow, if I didn't have that, I just don't know where I would be right now. Like, it's a miracle in the life.
Right. And you mentioned that there's real costs no one talks about. What are some of those realities that people don't see? You mentioned therapy and some of those things, but what maybe some other things that people don't consider if they're going to go through something like this that you're putting into RAHEL?
A night nurse, I like random things like that, or pump. And like that can go in a registry, but there's no registry for mothers. Like it's usually for the babies. Or it could be as simple as, because I want to create the part of the business will be a registry. It could be as simple as a book that we have over here, Manifest. And, you know, when a woman is at home crying at night, feeding her baby, like I did, reading Run Like Hell by Nadine, like, you can give them a book, you know, there's like a care basket, little things, you know?
Yeah, no, I love that. That's so nice. Mm-hmm. And becoming a single mother, especially not by choice, changes everything. How did your identity evolve through that experience, and also your fashion too, sense and style and everything? Yes.
So I want to backtrack too. I think for my platform, the vision I have is bringing on a stylist, fashion expert like yourself, because I do believe that when I started to take care of myself and feel better of myself, that helped support the identity that I later stepped into. Whereas prior, I did not take care of myself. What was the
fat, and how did your fashion evolve through all of this? And I think it's evolved in a positive way.
Yeah, it's continuing to evolve. So for context, when I went to labor, like 220 pounds, and it's not necessarily about the weight or the money that you have in the bank account. I was walking around with my shoulders hunched, wearing big clothes, not brushing my hair. This is before I even had the baby. I wasn't taking care of myself. As I started to unpeel the layers and started to heal and like, you know, learn different things about skincare and like, you know, eyelash extensions, just like random little things that girls do. I don't have extensions in, but those are things that I started to like play with, and I found that very healing. So
I love that.
Yeah.
No, I think that definitely makes a big difference. And how do you balance healing with leading? Because I think you know, like I'm sure you had to do a lot of that, right? Because you're still leading as a leader of your company, right? But you're healing, you know. So how did you do all those things?
It was hard. It was hard. I mean, I'm still like learning the balance, right? It's like you just kind of go with it. I mean, there's no magic bullet. I can say that like I have a routine. I wake up every morning. I do the morning walks. I try to keep the routine, but it's not every day.
Right. Well, I think it's again, that's all we can do, right?
Exactly.
So, but you've done such a great work, and you've come such a far way, which I'm very proud of you. And I think it's like your story is so inspiring. And in your recruiting work, you talk about ownership, someone fully owning the search. Do you see parallels in how women need to own their lives and decisions in moments of transition?
Yeah, I mean, it's important also to take accountability for our actions. And, you know, there are times that we can be a victim in certain situations, but we always play a part in our decisions and our choices. So having sovereignty or having agency and like taking control of like your part in experiences, but like making different choices to shape the outcome of your destiny, I think is very important to have agency over.
Right. No, that's a great answer. And you're a founder and a mom. What does ambition look like for you now compared to before you had your son?
So hard, because this is honest. Like to me, it was like get married, have a big house, have 2 kids, like live on the water. Now it's like completely not my vision.
It changes as we grow, right?
I think now I just want like peace in my life, like have enough. So like, you know, I can give back to others, travel, live a nice life.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's how I feel. Like, I don't really want to work hard. I want to work smart so I can have more free time.
Same.
You know what I mean? You might not have, you know, whatever, every single thing that you want on the list, but you have like enough where, you know, because it's not really about like what you have.
Yeah.
You know, like essentially.
House, but yeah.
Well, yes, I mean, that's granted, but we don't need to have a house on the water. You know, we don't need to have specific things that you might have, you know, wanted back then or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about RAHEL. What do you see as becoming in the next few years? Can you tell us what is this, the vision? Like, let's get the pitch here.
Okay, this is actually really cool.
I want to hear about this.
Well, this is what's cool is that we're manifesting it in real time.
Yes.
I saw the notes. I didn't really would talk about that. Cheers. But I've been actually researching, yum. It's funny because I spent the last few weeks doing my due diligence. I want to impact like millions of women.
And you will.
I appreciate that. My vision is to create a registry. And it's going to be, there's a divorce registry out there. There's also like baby list or whatnot. But this is literally like for moms. And it's going to be for single married moms too. They will be welcome. But moms who basically are pregnant or they have kids under 2, they're navigating postpartum alone. And they're going to need a lot of help with the 4 pillars. And it's going to be either legal costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tons and tons of therapy, healers, body work, name it. The moving, because it's not, I personally think you should move to separate from your partner physically. At least I needed to do that. And that's not cheap. And then what was the 4th part? Postpartum costs?
Yeah.
So like hospital bills and things like that. So I want to create a registry. I also want to have an expert network, right? Like think ZocDoc. So these women, where so most of the time they've had their boundaries violated or the safety and having trust. So having like a vetted expert network where we have resources and we know who to go to for certain challenges. Like, oh, this lawyer helped me with my case. He did a really good job, etc., etc. Then there will be the community piece because
let's talk about the community because that's important.
So for me, like when my ex and I broke up, like at the time, yes, I knew there were single moms. I knew that now I know there are lots of single moms with babies, but at the time I did not know that. And I felt so lonely and isolated and embarrassed and had so much shame in my experience. So it wasn't until I found other people that had gone through that and made it to the other side that I found like, oh, I'm not alone. So the idea is to have that community and that safe space and that support for women to get together, but most importantly, heal, not stay stuck in what the story is, but really just get everything they need to go on. And then L for RAHEL's legacy and create their own legacy.
I love that. And how can people get involved and how can they, if they're interested?
Reach out to me at Steph Loewenstern on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn is Stephanie
And we'll
Loewenstern.
share the links and everything. If you look in the description, you will see all the links. So if you are interested in being
Instagram, I created an Instagram. It's I'll join RAHEL, and I'm going to make an app out of it, make it easy for people to have access to it. We're still figuring out the nuances.
Yeah, you were saying a marketplace as well, right? Like all, something like that.
Yeah, well, the marketplace with vetted experts.
Yeah.
So say you're let's think, I'm trying to think like a body healer, you're a massage therapist, and you really want to work with these women that, you can support and, heal. You'll put your information on that marketplace and then you'll get matched up with the right person who's looking for your service.
I love that. Yeah. No, I think that's great. So if you have a service that would be great for this demographic, I think you should reach out to Stephanie.
Or if you're a mom and you have a child under 2 and you're postpartum and you're single, or you think there's an opportunity to get some education on becoming a single mother, reach out to me.
Because you still might be single even if you're married.
Exactly.
Like not in a good place. So that's the community is for everybody, really. Right?
Yeah.
It's not really.
Yeah. Like knowing you're okay. Like you're not alone in the experience. Because oftentimes we feel like we need to stay with our partners because we want to have that second kid. At least I know I did. Or like, we're afraid what people think of us, or we want that big house and we want the family. What I want to say is that I don't know the age demographic here, but if you're in your 30s and you're in the wrong relationship, don't marry just because you're afraid you're not going to have a child. I promise you, you have your whole life ahead of you.
Yes. No, that's really great advice.
Yeah.
And I think, you kind of answered this, but maybe there's something else you'd like to throw into this for women navigating divorce, separation, and unexpected change. What do you want them to know that you did not know, right? Like, I know that you're building this community, but just as personally, as somebody that's gone through this, like what is one thing that you could tell them that would maybe make them, it's not going to obviously change their life, but maybe change their perspective a little bit,
Are we talking in general or like littles?
I think like specifically somebody that's going through divorce, separation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With littles, with children. Yeah. Cause I think it's much more complicated because I'm going through a divorce as well. And when you have kids, it's a lot more complicated because there is legal things that you have to do that you can't just not do them, know? So yeah.
And like the future is like really scary too. Like for me, it was a lot of like, and I hear this a lot with other friends who've gone through it. It's like the shattering of the dream. Like I was mourning more of like the dream and the idea in my head rather than what the reality of the situation was. I would say if I can go back and tell myself, it's the things that everyone else had said. You will meet someone else again. You will have a family again. Like, thank God you're not in this situation, right? But like, we don't see it.
Yeah, I think it's hard. Like, I think it's hard to see the future sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm in a spot too where I'm like, God, wish you could fast forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can't. You have to like live through it.
You live through it. And also, here's another thing too. What I would say is that I had this thought the other day because there's something in the media going on, and I don't need to get into it here. But there's a girl who is going through an interesting separation, very, very public. And she said it too. And it's like, people used to say to me, get over it, get over it, get over it. He's this, he's that. Oh, at least you have this. Yes, I can be grateful that I have my parents and my family and the resources, but it doesn't take away the pain that I was experiencing. So I would say, like, if you're experiencing pain, it's okay to be in that pain. There's no shame. Your process is your process, and your timeline is not going to be any different than the person. Like, your timeline's different, you know? Yeah. So use your own healing timeline. Don't measure it against what your friends and family are telling you.
That's great advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to hear about your shoes.
Okay.
Because you've been talking about the story. So, like, let's hear it and let's describe what they are for people that are not watching.
Well, you probably can describe it better than I could.
It's like is it like a open, you know, so it's a Mary Jane Louis Vuitton. Or it's not Mary Jane, it's like an open,
it's like a sandal,
but like with a thicker heel that's like comfortable to stand on. It's like very sturdy, and they're black, and they have the gorgeous red bottom.
So they're special to me, and I thought you would like the story. That's funny, I thought of you when I bought them. So I never had I've always, I love the nice things. I told you my mom has like millions of crepe bags. And it's funny because my business picked up, and thank God it did, because it took care of a chapter that needed to be taken care of. And I remember I went to Vegas for a work trip, and I think it was like 2 years after everything had went down. So it took me at least a year to start feeling better about myself. And then it was year 2, I went on a work trip to Vegas. And I remember walking around, and I had been doing all of this healing work, and I was like so sad. And I was like, I'm going to treat myself to a pair of shoes.
Yes, girl.
And I had this other girlfriend. She was like, she was actually one of my coaches at the time. And we were talking, and she made a joke about me walking into a store, and I was going to end up getting Louis Vuittons. It was just like this whole joke I had with the girlfriend. And I know about you and your shoes. And I was like, yeah, I deserve those red bottoms. So I was in Vegas, and I walked into the store, and I tried them on, and I bought it. And honestly, when I step into it reminds me of who I was 2 years ago, which is not who I am today. So it reminds me of who I was as that girl on that journey. So there are different parts of the healing journey. There was the shattered, broken, devastated Stephanie, who I wish I can go give a hug to. And then there was Stephanie a year or 2 later when I met you, where I was like, I was feeling better. I was healing. I was doing things to take care of myself. That was that Stephanie. And now it's like recently I've stepped into this new step. So I'm excited to see what shoe that represents. But that represents the Steph that realized that her life wasn't over. It was only the beginning.
I love that. Well, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that story. And let's get into that edition, okay. Stephanie's edition. All right. Early mornings or late nights?
Oh, early mornings.
Me too. Structure or flow? Or both?
I like flow, but I think structure I need in my life. When you talk about balance, I'm seeking structure right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're going through things, structure is like what helps you kind of get through it, because it's something that you can like look forward to, I guess, right? Heels or sneakers?
I'm a sneaker girl.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I know. Even though you brought heels,
I'm a sneaker girl.
Blazer or oversized knit?
Okay, I want to know what you think I'm going to say.
Blazer.
Blazer, yeah.
Yes. Solo time or community energy?
Honestly, solo time. You would think I'm community, but
I'm the same though. Honestly, I'm like, I can do community and I love it, but it's like, I have to you have to like really put your mindset to it, you know? I prefer more like one-on-one one-on-two. Yeah, or by yourself. Yeah, exactly. Planning everything or figuring it out as you go.
I'm a mix. That's hard.
Or both. Yeah,
I'm like a mix.
Yeah, I think you could do both. Minimal wardrobe or statement pieces?
We both discussed, and now we know it's minimal.
I think it's minimal.
We know now it's
minimal. You figure that out.
Yes, we were going with the minimal.
Yes, city energy or quiet reset?
City.
Yes, I know you have city because like you missed that buzz.
I miss it. Yeah.
And holding it together or letting it out? I think both.
I think that
first let it out, right? Well, and then you can hold it together.
Well, now I'm trying to keep holding it together in general. Not that you shouldn't let it out, but they think there was a version of me who really let it out. And again, it served its purpose when it did. But I think right now, learning to balance the two.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great thing to do. And podcast walk or silent drive? But how do you know?
We'll walk.
Yes, podcast walk, because you told me you're going for a walk in a podcast. Yeah,
walk. Yeah, I do that too.
Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing this. So honestly, what you're building isn't just a business, it's a bridge. A reminder that even the most unexpected chapters, we can create something meaningful, supportive, and truly real. to everyone listening, if you're in a season of change, uncertainty, or rebuilding, you're not behind, you're not alone. And sometimes the version of you that you didn't plan for becomes the one that you're most proud of.
Aww.
Well, love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And congrats to you on this amazing closet.
Thank you. Well, the next question is for you to pick out a shoe that represents you. So which one is it going to be? Because I know you had your eye on a couple.
I know we discussed that a long time ago, but I don't know. There's so many pretty ones. Let's see.
I know you're like a Louis Vuitton girl, so.
I like the Louis Vuitton, but I do like that. It's so hard. Oh, wait, what depends where am I wearing them to?
I mean, let's just say the event that we're going to after this. Like if we're going to like a old tech event.
Hold on, sorry, it takes me a while.
No, there's no rush.
So pretty. It depends what I'm wearing. They're so pretty. What a luxury here. Thinking the reds are so pretty too. Okay, well, if we're really going like, what am I wearing every day? I was trying to be a little different here, but those are my shoes.
Okay, of course she picked the high heel red bottoms, the very classic that I could see you wearing in New York.
Yeah, or the boots up there.
Oh yeah, those boots. Which ones?
The boots up there. Yeah. Yeah, I would say I'm more of like a black and boots.
Yeah, I could look. All of these are matching. Yeah, so these are Giuseppe
jeans. Yeah, looking at your black shoes. This is definitely like Stephanie's closet.
Amazing. Love it.
If I'm going on like a fun date or something, or like, I don't know, these are really pretty as well.
I have a black version of my version. Oh my god, that's pretty.
Or if my closet, we got to take a picture.
Yes, oh my god, there you go. That's for Yes, I love it. I love it.
One more pair of shoes then. So to round out the closet. Oh, I like these.
Oh yes, those I could see. Oh my god, those would be something you could wear.
Those I wear now.
Oh, you can wear those. Yeah, those would literally go to the event. See, I love how you picked all of those. Yes, we're gonna take a picture of you with this.
With the shoe.